isto muito tarde. Não há problema. Podes para lá agora, qualquer hora, não mais tarde. Eu mandei-te uma mensagem, não mandei com o buraco. Mete no correio, Opa, só, que horas é que chegou? Caralho.
Atenção, olha.
Very good morning everyone, this is the captain speaking from the bridge and a very warm welcome to Ponta Delgada in the Azores here today. Outside, as you're no doubt aware, we've come in at just the right time. It was raining fairly heavily earlier on, but the skies have now cleared up. It's looking like a really beautiful day out there. Outside air temperature currently 18 degrees Celsius, that's 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and the outlook I've got in front of me here, it's set to remain partly cloudy or scattered cloud, but plenty of sunny intervals, and a northwesterly wind of around about 14 knots. Temperature's pretty much set to remain the same throughout the day, that's 18 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Ship has now been cleared by the local officials and you may now proceed ashore at your leisure. Before proceeding ashore, please be aware that we've established a secure area around the vessel and our security procedures require you must be prepared to show your cruise card to enter this area. The gangways this morning are located on the port side of Gala deck, that's deck number 4, and these can be accessed by either the forward or midship passenger staircases. Finally, ladies and gents, just like to remind you that all aboard time for this evening will be at 5:30. So all aboard for 5:30 this evening, please, and Grand Princess will then sail shortly afterwards for Bermuda. Ladies and gents, we wish you a great stay with us here in Ponta Delgada.
Good morning. Good morning to you all. I'm very glad we are going to have a good day here. It's sunny, although like I can't say it's going to be sunny all day long, because normally we have 4 seasons in one day. But anyway, we have George, which is the best driver in the island, and I'm so glad to be working with him again. And my name is Cristiano. Oh, Paulo. Oh, I made a mistake. No, his name is Paulo. Yeah. Still the best driver, yes. Here we are in the middle of the Atlantic, about 800 miles from Lisbon and 2,000 miles from New York, in the archipelago of the Azores, which are 9 islands, and this is the biggest island. To make an idea regarding the population, there is about 300,000 inhabitants in all the islands, and only in this one there is 150,000. So half of the population from the Azores are here in this island, which is actually the biggest island. Ponta Delgada actually is the capital of the Azores. Although we are Portuguese, since 1974 we have a certain autonomy from the mainland, which means that we have our own parliament, and even like we have our own president. Although we have the laws, the Portuguese laws, afterwards they are adapted to the islands, because till a certain point we are really isolated from Europe itself. So our tourism is very new, as also like the tourism on all those cruise ships that cross the Atlantic. That huge harbor that is docked Grand Princess was inaugurated about 4 years ago, and that's exactly because there was a need of a nice harbor for those liners to stop, and we have about 100 per year. This is a very strategic point in the Atlantic. Speaking about the strategic point, that's why like America, since the 50s of last century, has here in the islands, in Terceira Island, one of the biggest Air Force bases outside of United States. We are going to be in Ponta Delgada for a while, because our first stop, as a matter of fact, is going to be at a very beautiful garden that we have here. It's a public garden that belongs to the mayor of Ponta Delgada, and it's there we can see amazing trees that are already more than 200 years old, that came from different parts of the world. So it's going to be our next stop, and we are going to be there for about 25 minutes going down, and I will be very glad to explain to you some of those amazing trees that we will see there. So that's the area where are located the high schools from Ponta Delgada. And the garden will be on the other side of the street.
What tree? Dragon?
Dragon tree. Probably way before us, that had codfish oil, which was terrible, codfish oil, old people, they used to just make a cut here and drink the so-called dragon blood. This was really strong for them. That's probably one of the oldest trees in the world that came from Patagonia, stopped here in the Atlantic, in Madeira, Canary Islands, São Tomé, and the Azores. And we'll go down, and those are azaleas. Yeah, those are the fire flowers. How to describe it? It blooms by Christmas time. And what happens is that later on we will see under us what happens is that there are tubes, like in Pompeii, volcanic tubes that came from the volcano up the mountain. And recently, and I'm speaking about 100 years ago, that's when they found those tubes. That came from Africa and from Asia. Of course, it was from a very rich Jewish guy that came from Europe. That's why he had to change them to use that. And the rest we import. So that's the rubber tree.
It's not commercial.
No.
How does the tree propagate? How does the tree propagate?
You mean duplicate?
Duplicate, yeah. Just yeah. Are there others that
Gavia.
Gavia. We got it. We're from New Mexico.
And because after this wonderful walk here in this garden, we are going to pay a visit to a plantation of a pineapple plantation. In this plantation, which is a private plantation since the very beginning, because actually it was Augusto Ruda, the man whose small statue is right at the in the entrance of the plantation itself. Hey, straight in. Go. Go. Stay.
Sir. Excuse me.
Well, this is a baby pineapple. Very nice. As I told you, to have one fruit, it takes about 3 years. And so that I'll start by they reproduce the plants. From the rhizoma, which is very long, after cutting the pineapple, they cut the rhizoma and they lie it down inside greenhouses that they call nurseries. And after 6 months normally starts growing small plants on the side. And that's what they do. They take them off and they replant them on the greenhouses. Our economy nowadays is based on dairy products. We produce here a lot of cheese. About 78%, about 80% of the cheese from Portugal comes from the Azores, because we do have a lot of dairy farms here. Well, this might be strange, but although we have here 150,000 inhabitants, there are more than 200,000 cows here. And the kind of cattle that we have here in these islands is the Holstein Friesian, which is the cattle that came from Holland on the 40s of last century. And nowadays they are in all over the islands. The black and white cattle that we have here in the island, mainly to produce milk. The cows, they stay all year round on the fields. And they stay always in the same fields. We'll be passing by many fields, but most part of them are only to produce grass for the animals. Because the animals, normally, most part of them, they stay always on the same fields and all day long, and even during the winter, no barns at all. And they are milked on those fields. And on the bottom of that crater, there are 2 amazing lakes. One, as you will see, blue, and the other one green. And the explanation I'll give afterwards why they look so different. But those lakes, although we are going about 500 meters high, those lakes are really low. They are about 100 meters from the ocean level. And those trees that are here in front of us are called the Japanese cryptomerias. They came from Japan. And also those other ones with the large leaves, they are ginger. Well, big volcanic islands, we will come to the idea that grapes on volcanic islands, they give great wine. But as a matter of fact, I won't recommend at all the local wine. And I'm speaking about wine from these islands. I will recommend the wine from Pico. And that's the wine that is commercialized all in a line. Right inside, as we can see, the old aqueduct still there, parts of it. Rabbits, which are the Butio rothschildi, small rapid bird. But the thing is that Joao, he has a really big blue lake. Although it's not really, there is not lots of sun, it's very beautiful, the place we are looking over, we are going to look over those lakes. That's the biggest one. The smallest one we don't see yet. That's the smallest, and that's the blue one. So here we can see perfectly, like, this is all volcanic sand, which fell down quite a few years ago. So this area is very new. We will arrive very shortly even to an area where the land, nothing grows, because it's full of volcanic sand and rocks. Mainly pumice rock. So what we see now on our right hand side is the north coast of the island. On the way back we'll make a stop here. It's better we go right away up there because I know it's sunny there, and I don't want suddenly all that to be covered by the clouds. So the place we're going, the right name of that place is Vista do Rei, and the name comes, and the name in English will be the King's View. Our currency is the euro, as you understood already. And as a matter of fact, there is not very, very big difference regarding the colors of the lakes today. Because it's too gray. But what a peaceful place this is. And imagine all of this was the crater from a huge volcano that just sank more than 4,000 years ago. So, King's View, Vista do Rei, and today all of you are kings and queens. Have nothing but
Là-bas, des marches ici. Il y a des marches. Hein? See this road down there?
okay.
Oh, yeah. Gonna go look at the...
I was never here.
Huh?
Why?
You didn't want to.
That's the cradle, by the way. The tour guide was telling me that non-stop Boston to here, 4-hour flight.
From Boston?
Yeah, Azor Air.
Yeah.
One flight a day.
There was a, I think, is that the 5 birds?
The male, because they have to control, so the bull is always chained, if not they are always on the cow, understand? And when the cow is pregnant, and when it gives birth, the milk is not good for people. 3 months, and it's a lot of milk, and so if the cows keep being pregnant, usually the cows have no horns, and when you see with horns and with chains, it's a mess.
So we're down south.
Yeah, she is.
I thought I was thinking now for you, it's south of the UK, you know.
Okay.
Man, this is tough. You're not going to drive by. There's not going to be, but drive by and say, I think I'm
For a very short moment, sun was coming out, so there was a chance to see actually that the smallest one, the one right here, right in front of us, is much greener than the other one. And the fact is that actually, like, the one on the back is it's not deep at all. And the bottom of the lake is all sands, and it's no more than 20 meters deep. And the other one is really deep. This green one is very deep, and it reflects the trees that are around. That's why one is green and the other one is blue. Portugal is going through a very difficult moment regarding the finances, and we hope that with the status of autonomy, the impact of all those problems won't arrive here soon. Well, later they will, but I hope that they don't arrive so strongly and so soon as they are arriving to Portugal and Spain and Italy and even Greece. Well, the Azores became, let's say, a destiny for tourism only about 35 years ago. Before that, the Azores were not actually known in the world. This was a political fact, and on that very particular political fact is so we will have on the right hand side here in this street, which name is Lisbon Street, regarding the fact that Lisbon is the capital of Portugal, the very antique sugar factory, which is still operating, with some sugar beet from the island and also a sugar beet that we do import. So my dear friends, for those that stay here and those that don't, the driver and myself, we wish you the best. And in front of us, built in 1500, the fort of Sambrage. Now it had been used by the army till about 1992, and nowadays it's a military museum.
much, and welcome back on board. Certainly, I hope you enjoyed this gorgeous day here in the Azores. Just been speaking to the pilot. We've been quite lucky because the weather's been pretty bad for the previous couple of days. So we've been very lucky indeed. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm pleased to say that all of our pre-departure checks are now satisfactorily completed, and we've now accounted for everybody. We've got everyone back on board that we should have. And we're just taking in the last of our gangways, and very shortly we'll be on our way. Fairly simple one today. Once we've let go the lines, we'll be angling up off the berth and proceeding out through the breakwater there. As we go through the breakwater, we'll be dropping off the pilot, and then we'll be swinging out onto a west-southwesterly course, and of course 4 days at sea on that same west-southwesterly course all the way into Bermuda. Ladies and gents, get ready.
Words on your shoulders.